Do you feel like life's weight is dragging you down, no matter how hard you try to break free? What if I told you the secret to a peaceful, fulfilling life isn't in changing your circumstances, but in changing the way you approach them? It sounds almost too good to be true, right? Yet, the answer lies in something surprisingly simple, something that's been available to you all along. The key to ending suffering and experiencing real peace is found in one powerful, life-changing practice. It's not about escaping challenges or avoiding difficulties. It's about embracing a deeper, divine truth that transforms everything. So, how do you unlock this peace? And why is it that most people miss it? The truth might surprise you. The real secret to peace is not just in positive thinking or external success. It's in cultivating a heart of gratitude, trust, and an unwavering connection to God's presence. The peace you seek isn't something you have to search for. It's within reach, waiting for you to discover it. Ready to uncover the key to a life of purpose, joy, and tranquility? Let's dive in. Each new day offers us a fresh opportunity, a blank page waiting for us to fill it with meaningful actions. Imagine waking up and, before anything else, setting your heart towards God. It's not about rushing into the day. It's about letting His light shine in, even when life seems chaotic. Just as the morning sun can cast away the darkness, starting your day with God allows His peace to gently pour over your heart. You may not realize it, but these early moments can shape your entire outlook for the rest of the day. Think about it though. Often do we dive straight into the hustle and bustle of life, leaving our spirit behind. It's like trying to run a marathon on empty. Starting your day in prayer, however, invites God's presence into the mix. It's as if you are aligning yourself with the divine rhythm, trusting that His strength will carry you through whatever challenges arise. And trust me, challenges will come. It's just part of life. But with God's light guiding you, they don't feel as heavy. It's like a toolbox. When you begin with God, you are not just facing the world with your own limited resources. You are filled with an inner peace that helps you deal with any frustration or setback. Even on the busiest mornings, a moment of prayer, even if brief, creates a foundation of peace. You start to realize that life doesn't have to be a constant race. Instead, you can approach each task, no matter how daunting, with calm assurance. Your faith becomes a shield. You might wonder though, how does that work in practical terms? Well, you could start by simply saying, "Good morning, God," as soon as you wake up. It doesn't need to be anything elaborate. Invite Him in, ask for guidance, and express gratitude for the day ahead. Prayer isn't always about asking for things. It's also about acknowledging His sovereignty over your life. That moment of connection with the divine becomes the bedrock of your day, no matter what life throws at you. And here is something truly fascinating. The more you make this a habit, the more God's light floods your life. It's like a magnet, drawing you towards peace even when you are surrounded by turmoil. The worries you may have felt in the early hours of the morning somehow seem smaller. You are filled with the sense that you are not alone. Angels, in their invisible but powerful way, are guiding you through the day, and each step is accompanied by a peace that can only come from God. But let's not kid ourselves, there will still be tough days. However, when you've spent that sacred time with God, you approach life's obstacles differently. It's as if you are seeing everything through a new lens. The challenges seem more like opportunities to rely on God's strength, and you feel empowered, even in the face of difficulty. Remember, it's not about avoiding hardship, but learning how to face it with peace and clarity that comes from God's light. As you move forward, it's important to recognize that this peace doesn't just happen overnight. It's a practice, something that grows over time. The more you prioritize your relationship with God in the mornings, the more you'll feel His presence throughout your day. It's like the first rays of sunlight after a stormy night. His light will begin to penetrate every corner of your life. And with it, the struggles that once seemed insurmountable become manageable. Now, that's a powerful way to start your day, don't you think? Each morning when the sun rises, it's like the universe gives us a fresh start. It's as if God is handing us a blank slate, an invitation to step into a new day full of potential. The Creator, in His boundless grace, offers us the chance to reconnect with Him every single morning. Have you ever noticed that feeling when the sun peeks through the curtains and everything feels just a little bit brighter? That's God's way of reminding you that He's with you, ready to provide the strength you need for the day ahead. This isn't just a nice thought. It's a powerful reality. Every new day holds potential to draw closer to the divine, no matter where you are in life. Life is busy, and it's easy to forget that the Creator is always there, waiting to give us the strength and hope we need. Yet, when you begin your morning with a simple prayer, you tap into that source of endless power. It's like plugging your phone into the charger, except this source never runs out. Think about it. How often do we let the weight of yesterday's problems carry over into today? It's so easy to let those burdens pile up. But when you start your day by talking to God, you are reminded that you don't have to carry those weights alone. Whether it's a quiet moment of prayer or just reflecting on His promises, that connection brings a deep sense of hope. No matter what yesterday looked like, today is a new opportunity to seek strength from the Creator, to look ahead with optimism and courage. Strength, after all, isn't about muscling through life on your own. It's about drawing from the infinite well of God's grace. When you seek Him in the morning, you set the tone for your entire day. It's like a shield of divine energy that helps you face whatever challenges may come your way. Whether it's a difficult conversation at work or a personal struggle, knowing that God is there gives you the strength to face anything with confidence. And the best part? That strength doesn't diminish it, only grow. One of the most beautiful things about starting your day with God is that you are also opening yourself up to receive hope. Life can often feel overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in the noise. But in those quiet moments of connection, whether through prayer or meditation, you can hear that still, small voice reminding you that there is always hope. The Creator is more than capable of turning any situation around. And with every new dawn, He invites you to step into that hope. It's like a gift wrapped in the morning sun, waiting for you to unwrap it. It's also worth noting that hope isn't just a feeling. It's a mindset that can be cultivated over time. The more you seek God's strength in the mornings, the more hopeful you become. And that hope isn't based on circumstances, it's anchored in the trust that God's plans are greater than anything you might face. Every new day is an opportunity to reaffirm that trust and tap into a reservoir of hope that can carry you through life's ups and downs. As the day unfolds, you'll notice something remarkable. When you've started your day seeking God's strength and hope, you approach everything differently. Whether it's a challenging situation or a joyous one, your perspective is shifted. You are walking through life with a quiet confidence that, no matter what, the Creator is guiding you. And that, my friend, is the power of starting each day with a renewed connection to God. Prayer is one of the most personal experiences we can have in our spiritual journey. It's not just about repeating words or reciting prayers from memory, it's an intimate dialogue with the Creator. Think of it like a conversation with a close friend, someone you can be open with, without fear or hesitation. In prayer, you have the unique opportunity to lay bare your heart, share your worries, express your gratitude, and seek guidance. This sacred connection allows you to grow closer to God and discover the peace He offers. We all carry anxieties, those worries about the future, the decisions we must make, or the challenges we face. The beauty of prayer is that it gives us a safe space to release those burdens. Just like a child turning to a parent for comfort, we can turn to God, knowing He listens with love and compassion. Prayer isn't about fixing everything immediately. It's about acknowledging that, in our weakness, God's strength is made perfect. And in that moment of surrender, we find peace. When we give thanks in prayer, we tap into a power that transforms our perspective. It's easy to get caught up in what we don't have, but prayer shifts our focus to what we do. A simple thank you for the blessings, big or small, opens the door to deeper contentment. You may think, but I have so many struggles. Yet, even amidst hardship, expressing gratitude allows us to see God's fingerprints on our lives. It's like putting on a new pair of glasses that help us see the beauty in the everyday moments. Seeking guidance is another vital aspect of prayer. Life is filled with decisions, some big, some small, but all require wisdom. And where better to seek that wisdom than from the Creator of all things? Prayer gives us the space to ask for clarity and direction, trusting that God will guide us. It's like trying to navigate a city with a map in hand. Without it, we might wander aimlessly, but with God's guidance, we move through life with purpose, knowing He's leading us every step of the way. It's also important to note that prayer doesn't always have to be eloquent or long-winded. In fact, some of the most powerful prayers are simple, heartfelt expressions. Think of the times when you've just said, "God, I need you right now." That raw honesty is what makes prayer so beautiful. It's about the connection, not the perfection of the words. Prayer becomes a channel through which you can pour out everything: your doubts, your hopes, your fears, and your dreams. In moments of prayer, you might also feel a sense of peace that's hard to describe. It's as if the world slows down for just a moment, and you are enveloped in presence. Those moments of stillness allow us to hear His voice, not in words, but in the quiet whisper of our hearts. That's when we truly understand that prayer isn't just about speaking, it's also about listening. It's about opening our hearts to receive the guidance, peace, and comfort God wants to give us. As you continue in your prayer journey, you'll notice that this intimate dialogue doesn't just happen during set times. It starts to weave into your day. You pray in the morning, and then, as challenges arise, you find yourself quietly turning to God for strength and clarity. Prayer becomes a constant companion, guiding you through the highs and lows of life. And through it all, you begin to see that God is always present, always listening, always ready to respond. Life can sometimes feel like an uphill climb, especially when we face difficulties that seem insurmountable. But in those moments of struggle, God offers us a source of strength that transcends our own abilities. It's like standing at the foot of a mountain, unsure of how to climb it, yet knowing that with the right guidance, the summit is within reach. Finding courage in God isn't about summoning the strength from within ourselves. It's about trusting that He will provide the strength we need to move forward. When you feel weak, remember that God sees something in you that you may not even see in yourself. He has a unique purpose for your life, one that only you can fulfill. Your journey, though it may be tough at times, is guided by a divine hand, and each challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger in your faith. It's like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of stone, revealing a beautiful masterpiece. The trials you face today are shaping you into the person God created you to be. Think about the times you felt scared or unsure about the next step. It's natural to feel that way. But when you remember that God has a purpose for your life, fear begins to lose its grip. His plan for you is bigger than any fear, and He will equip you with the courage you need to step into that plan. It's like having a safety net below you when you take a leap of faith. God's purpose is your assurance that, even when things seem unclear, He is leading you exactly where you need to go. Strength comes when we recognize that we are not in this alone. Just as a tree draws strength from its roots, we draw our strength from God. In prayer, we tap into that strength, and in moments of doubt, we can remind ourselves that we are part of a much bigger story. Every difficulty we face is an opportunity to rely more fully on God's strength, and in doing so, we become more resilient. So, next time you are feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to pause, pray, and ask God to fill you with the courage to move forward. It's also important to remember that God's purpose for you doesn't come with a set of instructions or a clear roadmap. Sometimes the journey is uncertain and the path seems blurry. But that's where faith comes in, believing that, even when you can't see the way, God is guiding you step by step. Just like a child trusting their parent's hand, trust that God's purpose for your life is unfolding, and He will show you the way when the time is right. In those quiet moments of reflection, ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from this experience? When you look at life through the lens of God's purpose, challenges transform into lessons. You begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones leading you toward a greater understanding of your unique calling. And each time you find the courage to move through those obstacles, you get one step closer to fulfilling the purpose God has planned for you. As you continue to seek God's guidance, you'll find that the courage to pursue your purpose grows stronger each day. It's not always easy, but with God's strength, you'll find that no challenge is too great. Remember, the path to fulfilling your purpose isn't always straight or easy, but it is always guided by a loving Creator who is there every step of the way. Imagine a heart so filled with peace that it radiates outward, touching everyone you encounter. That's the peace Christ offers, unshakable, all-encompassing, and transformative. It's not a peace that's dependent on circumstances, but one that transcends the chaos around us. When you invite Christ's peace into your life, it changes everything. It fills your heart with calm assurance, even in the face of life's storms. And that peace isn't meant to stay locked inside, it's meant to overflow into the world through your actions. The beauty of Christ's peace is that it has the power to change not only our hearts, but also the world around us. When we allow that peace to dwell within us, it naturally reflects in our actions. We begin to approach others with kindness, empathy, and understanding. Just as Christ extended his love to all, we are called to extend that same love. It's easy to become frustrated with the world or others, but when we choose to let Christ's peace reign in our hearts, we are more patient, more compassionate, and more loving. Think about the last time you were faced with a difficult situation. Maybe it was a disagreement or a stressful moment. Now, imagine responding from a place of peace rather than frustration. It's a game changer. Christ's peace empowers us to act from a place of love and understanding, rather than reacting with anger or fear. This is where the true power lies. In choosing peace over conflict, in choosing love over hate, and in choosing understanding over judgment. When you carry Christ's peace within you, it changes how you view others. Instead of focusing on their faults or shortcomings, you begin to see them through a lens of compassion. You understand that everyone is on their own journey, and you meet them where they are with love and empathy. This is what Christ did. He saw people not for their mistakes, but for their potential. And when we allow his peace to fill our hearts, we begin to see others as he sees them. But let's be honest, it's not always easy to act in peace, especially when the world around us feels anything but peaceful. Yet, this is where the power of Christ's peace shines brightest. It's in those moments of conflict, tension, or anger that the peace of Christ becomes a true reflection of his love. When you choose to respond with compassion instead of retaliation, you are not just diffusing the situation, you are embodying the very essence of Christ's love. And this peace, this love, becomes a beacon to others who might be struggling to find peace in their own lives. The actions that flow from a heart filled with peace create a ripple effect, touching everyone around you. It's like throwing a stone into a calm pond. The ripples spread out, influencing everything in their path. Your words, your gestures, your attitude, all of these are reflections of the peace Christ offers. And in that, you become a vessel of his love and understanding, making the world just a little bit brighter. As you continue to embrace the peace of Christ, you'll find that it becomes easier to live out his love in every situation. The more you reflect his peace, the more others will experience his love through you. And as you do, you'll notice something amazing. The peace you give away only increases in your own heart. It's a beautiful cycle, one that transforms both you and the world around you. Gratitude is a powerful force that has the ability to change the way we see the world. It's so easy to get caught up in the rush of daily life, focusing on what we don't have or what's going wrong. But when we choose to practice gratitude, we shift our perspective completely. It's like putting on a new set of glasses that allow us to see the blessings all around us. Every small moment, every breath we take, becomes an opportunity to give thanks to God for the countless gifts he's given us. Imagine waking up each morning with a heart full of gratitude instead of focusing on the challenges ahead. It's a game changer. When you start your day by recognizing God's blessings, no matter how small, your entire outlook changes. You begin to see your circumstances through the lens of God's provision. Maybe it's the warm coffee in your hand, the hug of a loved one, or simply the beauty of the sunrise. Each of these moments is a gift from God, and when we acknowledge them, we start to see his hand in everything. Gratitude also has the power to shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. We live in a world that often tells us we need more success, more money, more things. But when we practice gratitude, we realize that we already have everything we need. God has provided for us in ways we may not even recognize. And as we begin to give thanks, we open our eyes to the blessings that were always there, waiting for us to notice. It's like a treasure hunt, where the more grateful we are, the more we find. But gratitude isn't just about counting our blessings when everything is going well. It's easy to feel thankful when life is smooth, but true gratitude shines brightest in the midst of trials. It's in those challenging moments that we learn to trust God even more. When things aren't going as planned, we can still find reasons to be thankful, perhaps, for the lessons we're learning, the strength we're gaining, or the love and support we receive from others. Gratitude in difficult times becomes a powerful reminder that God is always at work, even when we can't see it. As you embrace a life of gratitude, you'll notice a shift in your attitude. You'll feel more joy, more peace, and more connection to God. And the best part? The more you practice gratitude, the easier it becomes. It's like a muscle that strengthens over time. The more you give thanks, the more you begin to notice the blessings in every moment. Gratitude isn't just a one-time thing, it becomes a way of life. And when gratitude becomes your default mode, life becomes an endless stream of reasons to praise God. Gratitude also opens the door for deeper relationships. When we express our thankfulness, we not only acknowledge God's blessings, but we also recognize the people He has placed in our lives. Saying thank you to a friend, a family member, or even a stranger can create connections that go beyond surface-level interactions. It's a reminder that we are all part of God's plan, and He uses people to bless others in ways we might not even fully understand. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll see that it transforms your life in ways you never expected. It changes your perspective, your relationships, and your connection with God. And as you begin to notice the blessings in every moment, you'll find that your heart is filled with a deep sense of peace and joy, because gratitude opens the door to experiencing God's love in every area of your life. Trusting in God, especially during times of difficulty, is one of the most powerful ways we can find peace in our lives. It's easy to trust God when everything is going well, when the sun is shining and everything falls into place. But true trust in God is tested when life throws challenges our way. It's in those moments of uncertainty, pain, or confusion that our faith is truly refined. Trusting in God means believing that He is with us, even in the darkest times, guiding us through every storm. When you trust in God, you begin to shift your perspective on the challenges you face. Instead of seeing them as obstacles or roadblocks, you start to see them as opportunities for growth. It's like being in a workout. Those tough moments make you stronger, both physically and spiritually. Each challenge you overcome with God's help becomes a stepping stone, bringing you closer to the person He designed you to be. Trusting that God is at work behind the scenes, even when you can't see it, is a transformative act of faith. Trusting in God doesn't mean that everything will always go as planned. It's not a guarantee of a smooth and easy life. Instead, it's the assurance that God has a plan for you, even when life doesn't go according to your expectations. Maybe your job didn't turn out as you hoped, or you are dealing with a personal challenge that feels overwhelming. But when you trust in God, you know that here is a purpose behind every situation, even if you can't fully understand it at the time. It's like driving on a road with twists and turns. You might not always know where you are headed, but trust allows you to keep moving forward, knowing the destination is worth it. Living with trust in God also brings a deep sense of joy and peace. It's not the kind of joy that comes from temporary circumstances, but the kind that comes from knowing that no matter what happens, God is in control. Even in the midst of trials, you can find joy in knowing that God's love and His plans for you are unwavering. Trusting in Him releases the pressure to have everything figured out on your own. It's like knowing you have a safety net beneath you as you go through life's ups and downs. That knowledge allows you to experience life with a sense of freedom and joy, knowing you are supported at every turn. The more you trust God, the more you'll notice that the challenges of life no longer have the same power over you. It's not that the challenges disappear, but your ability to handle them with grace and faith grows stronger. You begin to see how God is working things out behind the scenes, orchestrating everything for your good. When you trust in God, you begin to let go of anxiety and control, allowing Him to take the lead in your life. As you continue to trust God in all circumstances, you'll find that His peace fills your heart in ways you never imagined. Your sense of purpose becomes clearer, and you begin to live with greater joy, knowing that each step you take is guided by God's loving hand. Trusting in God isn't a one-time decision, it's a lifelong practice that grows stronger with each day. And as you trust, you will see how God leads you through every season of life, bringing purpose and joy into your heart along the way. Trusting in God is the foundation for living a fulfilled and meaningful life. It's the belief that no matter what comes your way, He has your best interests at heart. And with that trust, you'll be able to face anything with courage, knowing that God is always by your side. Now that you've unlocked the secret to a peaceful life, what will you do with it? Will you let go of the old patterns that have kept you stuck in cycles of frustration and stress? It's time to take action and transform your life, because the peace, joy, and purpose you've been seeking are within your grasp. Ask yourself, how will you apply this new understanding of gratitude, trust, and God's peace to your daily life? Take a moment to reflect on one area of your life where you can start practicing these principles. Maybe it's with a challenging relationship, a stressful job, or even within your own heart. Begin today, right now, and watch how your life begins to shift. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you can continue exploring these life-changing principles. Don't miss out on the tools and insights that will help you live the peaceful, joyful life you deserve. Keep learning, keep growing, and let the peace of God guide every step you take.